All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking a viral phenomenon that is making some serious waves online, the brain song. Is it actually possible to literally tune your brain for better focus? We're going to break down the science, the specific claims, and the rather strict warnings surrounding this audio program. So, I've got to ask, is your brain really as sharp as it used to be? It's kind of a frustrating question, right? But honestly, it's incredibly relatable. Almost all of us have dealt with that midday mental fatigue, those really annoying memory slips, or just the creeping feeling that learning something new is taking way longer than it used to. To get to the bottom of this, we're going to quickly run through the modern focus problem, exactly what the brain song is, the science of sound waves, the reported benefits, and finally, the strict warnings and purchasing rules. Let's kick things off with part one, the modern focus problem. You absolutely know the feeling. You sit down to work or study, and bam, you're hit with severe distraction. Your mind wanders, and your energy just tanks. The sources we looked at describe this incredibly frustrating sensation as brain fog. It's that state where simple tasks take monumental effort, and trying to stay focused feels like you're pushing a massive boulder uphill. Actually, one reviewer hit the nail on the head, calling it this constant mental noise. And honestly, that's a perfect description. It's exactly why people are looking for a totally passive solution. They don't want to solve more grueling puzzles. They just want a way to turn down the volume on all that noise and get their clarity back. Which brings us right to part two. What exactly is the brain song? Well, it's definitely not just some random Spotify playlist. According to the source material, this is a highly specific, neuroscience-inspired audio program created by Dr. James Rivers. And get this, he's described as a NASA-trained neuroscientist. The reviewers place a ton of weight on that impressive scientific pedigree. Now, the whole thing revolves around a very specific daily time commitment. Exactly 17 minutes, no more, no less. It's pitched as this short, daily ritual that easily slides into a busy schedule without eating up a massive chunk of your day. And this is where the real appeal lies, the absolute lack of effort. On one hand, you've got traditional cognitive enhancements, draining brain training apps, strict routines, or taking supplements. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to do a frustrating Sudoku puzzle when their brain is already fried. On the other hand, the brain song method is entirely passive. You literally just put on your headphones, close your eyes, and listen. So, how does this actually work inside the brain? Let's dive into part three, the science of sound waves. The whole concept rests on stimulating something scientists call BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it like an absolutely crucial memory protein. The sources cite a Harvard study suggesting that this specific protein can actually be reactivated, and doing so is supposed to keep the mind sharp, resilient, and clear, which directly impacts your ability to learn and lock in long-term memories. But how does a song stimulate a protein? Well, reviewers claim the secret sauce is a scientific mechanism called neural entrainment. This isn't standard music, it's an engineered audio track combining binaural beats, alpha and gamma brainwaves, theta frequencies, and isochronic tones. Essentially, by feeding your brain these distinct sound patterns, it safely guides your mind into a state of high focus and deep relaxation, completely on autopilot. Moving from the science to the real world, let's look at part four, reported benefits and results. Now, the sources are super clear on this. This is not some overnight magic trick. Every brain adapts a bit differently. While some folks start noticing a sense of mental lightness within the first 3 to 7 days, the real, consistent results usually kick in after week two. It's a habit you really have to build as your brain fully adapts to that auditory stimulation. But once that habit is locked in, users are reporting a huge sense of relief. One user literally said their mind felt lighter, like the mental fog finally backed off. That's a massive recurring theme in the feedback. People are claiming they can finish their work faster and recall simple details without all that heavy, overwhelming pressure. When you break down the anecdotal feedback, there are four major areas of improvement. First up, focus. People are staying sharp without hitting that dreaded afternoon burnout. Then, memory recall becomes noticeably easier, especially for those pesky names and numbers. Mood-wise, users claim to feel way calmer and less stressed out. And finally, energy. They're getting a natural mental boost that doesn't rely on chugging a third cup of coffee. But before you decide to jump in, we really need to cover part five, warnings and purchasing rules. Reviewers are absolutely adamant about these rules to make sure you're getting the authentic track.
Rule number one, you have to use the official website. You will not find the real brain song on Amazon or Walmart. Second, be super aware of fake, low-quality imitations floating around online that don't actually have the proper neural entrainment frequencies. And lastly, relying on the official site means your purchase is actually protected by their money-back guarantee, letting you test it out risk-free.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, here's the big question I want to leave you with. Based on these claims of NASA trained neuroscience, memory proteins, and precision audio engineering, could just 17 minutes of passive listening actually transform how your brain performs today? It's a wildly fascinating intersection of sound and science. If you're completely exhausted from battling modern brain fog, it just might be 17 minutes worth exploring.